Perfect. I think we might get going. I think we have the majority of people that were in those breakout sessions. So I want to formally welcome Dr. Gareth Maher. And just as I do, something is after driving past my window. It sounds like they're cutting down a tree or something outside. Sorry. Welcome to Dr. Gareth Maher, the Executive Director of the Global Undergraduate Awards. So Gareth will be able to offer advice to students who may wish to enter their research into the Global Undergraduate Awards and how they can do so. And after Gareth's presentation, you'll be invited to raise any questions that you might have. So I'll hand you over to Gareth.
Great, thanks a million, Claire, and really enjoyable conference so far. I popped into session 2. Great presentations from the 4 people there, and really relevant sort of research, particularly one of the second language. You don't really think about the effect of language immersion, I suppose, and not being able to go on your Erasmus trip or wherever it might be. So really good, and I'm really pleased to be able to join you here today. And I was there in 2019 with Mary Fitzpatrick and Sarah and a few others when we had it in person. So hopefully next year we'll be able to get back in person and enjoy going back down to Limerick for a visit. So as Claire said, I'm the director of the Global Undergraduate Awards. So just want to give you a bit of a brief overview really about the awards and what we do. And now I can't move to the next slide, so hold on one second. So basically we're like AICUR, but we're a global program. So it's trying to get the best undergraduate research from around the world reviewed anonymously to be able to come up with a 3-day conference for undergraduate students to present at. So it's the leading academic pan-disciplinary awards program, I suppose. It's a great opportunity for students like yourselves to have your work recognized even more so. So I know it's been recognized today, obviously in AICUR, but to be recognized on the global stage. So one of the things we believe in is empowering students. We want to help connect you as some of the world's brightest students to recognize the potential that the work can have. And some of the presentations I've already seen, I'm going to look at some of the others later again, I think are really going to be up there challenging some of our global presenters as well. So I'd really encourage you to submit to us. So what we want to do is award you top undergraduate research. I want to be able to share this work with a global audience. We do this through our library, undergraduatelibrary.org, and connect students across cultures and disciplines. And we do this at our 3-day conference, which we'll hold in November, which is a global conference for about 200 students and academics from around the world. So just a little bit on how it works, because some of you might have heard of us already. So you can submit up to 3 pieces of academic coursework. So in 20, depending on what your bachelor's is, you can do it in 25 different categories. So there's every subject under the sun is within the 25 categories. So if you're doing human geography, education, philosophy, economics, it's all there, and you can find a topic that you're able to submit to. The deadline for this year is the 27th of May. So it might be worth starting to look at our website now, undergraduateawards.com, and trying to have a look at how to do it. And then the work is anonymously assessed by our panel of international judges. So this year we've about 650 judges already recruited, and they range from university professors in Harvard and Yale to others in some of the ITs, and you name it, we've got a big panel from in every subject. So really good judging panel to be able to benchmark the quality of your work. And the best 10% is shortlisted as highly commended. So we usually get about 4,000 to 5,000 entries, which I'll talk about in a second. And all of that is the top 10%, so about 500 papers are recognized as highly commended. And the top submission in each category then is deemed the global winner. So we 25 global winners, 1 for each category. And each global winner then is invited to present at our global summit, which is going to be hosted in Dublin this year, November 7th, 8th and 9th. So as I mentioned from the outset, this is a global program. We get about 4,000 to 5,000 submissions on average per year from more than well, about 300 universities in 45 to 50 different countries. So it's a big program. So the prize then is for the highly commended. So if you get in the top 10%, you'll get a certificate of recognition. You'll get your work published on our library, so the undergraduate library.org, and then an opportunity to attend our global summit. And then each winner receives what's called the Clarkson Gold Medal, and fully funded travel to the summit in Dublin. So the summit is a wonderful sort of way to meet other students, share your work. You get the opportunity to present your paper in person at the summit, and get some questions from people from different disciplines and different countries who'd be interested in what you've got to say. So it's a great opportunity. Sorry, so are you eligible? Well, I'm assuming all of you are, because you're in the undergraduate class of 2022, I'm gathering, for the most part. So just make sure you are, obviously, and have work that's an A grade or a high 2-1. So if you know that it's a high 2-1 or first, that's the caliber of the work that you're up against. So that's the kind of thing we're looking for. So I think all of the papers that I've seen so far would be eligible, completed as part of your undergraduate coursework, and not as part of a summer school. If it's been published already, we can't take that. So just make sure that you haven't already been published anywhere online or elsewhere in journals or anything like that, because we'll be able to find out who you are. If you do, sorry, in the 25 categories, we accept individual coursework, but the 7 categories where we take group work. So if you are in chemical, pharmaceutical science, maths and physics, etc., you can submit a group paper. And there's details about how to do that on the website. Maximum of 5 contributing authors. All need to fulfill the criteria, and only 1 contributing author can be nominated by the group to represent the group if you win, to come to the global summit. So, but good incentive if you got some coursework. As I said before, 25 categories to choose from. Have a look within the website. There's a drop-down menu on each category, which gives you an idea of if it's social sciences, there's 2 categories of social sciences, earth and environmental sciences. It gives you all the detail on what sort of discipline or subject in the drop-down on what you can submit. So have a look online yourselves. The best bit of advice I could say is make sure you write a really good abstract. So even if you have one written already, it might be worth just revisiting it, just to make sure it is really catchy, because we get about 5,000 papers, we have to screen all of these in, well, stage 2, basically. All the judges will read the abstract, and if you're not laying out your sort of argument and what your paper is about in the abstract in a clear and concise way, it might not get to the next stage. So that's very important. The next thing that's really important is to anonymize your entry. So we have a system online where you can submit the paper and anonymize all of your details. And then our judges don't know where you're from, what university you're from, who your supervisor is. But you need to make sure you don't have your name in it, the name of your university. In the thank yous, don't mention who your mum and dad and your supervisor are. Just delete all that sort of information. Any references to UL or whatever university you're in, make sure you don't have any references to where you are, or we could, or your paper could be disqualified. And I've seen some really good papers that we've had to disqualify because people have left their names in. So just make sure it's completely anonymized. And again, all the detail is on our website. And then check the word count. So there's various word counts depending on your category. So make sure you have a look online to see that. So that is a brief overview of the Global Undergraduate Awards. I would suggest the best thing to do if you're interested in submitting is to go to undergraduateawards.com, and there's a link at the top how to submit. And if you want to submit, you can submit up to 3 papers as well. keep that in mind, and we'd love to receive your papers this year. So
Thanks very much, Gareth. I'm just going to end the recording. So if we do have any questions.